In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to actually get an Allay in Minecraft. Now this video will cover how to obtain the Allay and what to do when you have it. So let's get into this. Now the Allay is the newest mob added in 1.19. And you may be wondering, where do you actually find them? Well, you can find them in two places. One, the Woodland Mansion, and two, Pillager Outposts. And you can find them within this Woodland Mansion. You will have to battle some of the pillagers, but once in here, if you find these cobblestone cages, you can see the Allays are trapped in there. Now these have a chance of spawning about 1 to 3 Allays, so there may be quite a bit Allays in these cages. And as you can see, this one has like 2 or 3 of them, while the other ones have 1. And then you can also find multiple of these rooms in one structure. As you can see, there are another one over here. So you may want to keep some trapped in here for later, but this is where they will spawn. So remember, when going to a Woodland Mansion, you're probably going to want to bring some name tags with you and try to get the Allay on your side. But when you actually get to the part where you can get an Allay, what you basically want to do is go here, unlock the door, and then get the Allay. You can put an item in its hands to confirm that it will be your friend. And as you can see, I have this Allay. It will also pick up the items that you put in its hand, which is the main use for it, and will drop it to the player. This will also give you achievement, You Got a Friend in Me, which is pretty good. But obviously remember that pillagers are still here, so you have to kill them. But when you are killing them, you can actually make the Allay pick up emeralds for you, and then you can get the loot passed by you to the Allay. Now, whilst also in here, you can actually pick up multiple Allays at once. You don't just have to get one, so remember to do that. But obviously you're going to need a name tag so that it does not despawn, or just put an item in its hands and it should be good. Now, one of the great Allay uses is actually for picking up items when you have died. As you can see, it would have picked up all my diamonds and then threw it to me. And since I died, it is pretty useful because it will keep this from despawning. So my items will not despawn when the Allay is here, and it will pick it all up, which I feel like is one of the great features that you will want to use for the Allay. So just give it one of your best items to hold, or like a diamond sword, and then it'll pick up your enchanted one when you die and throw it back to you. Now the Allay will just simply wander off whilst being your friend, even though it may have an item from you. To prevent this, you can do a few things. While it's in your vicinity, it will actually kind of follow you, but not fully. The thing that you could do is you could throw an item and make it follow you that way, or you could do the much more simpler thing and attach a lead to it. Now the cool thing with an Allay is that you can actually not hurt it whilst it is holding an item. As you can see, if I try to hit the Allay, it will not let me. Even if I go out of creative mode, I cannot hit this Allay. So just remember, whilst it's holding an item, you cannot get it killed by a player, but mobs can still kill it. And you may be wondering, well, what mob would actually target something like an Allay? Well, there are two main things that you're going to want to watch out for. The first thing is the new Warden. Now, yes, the Warden will actually target any mob that it sees. So as you can see, if I put an Allay down, and the Warden will start attacking it. But it obviously has to make a noise for the Warden to attack it, just like that, and the Warden is trying to find it. I'll try to bring it closer so that it actually attacks him, but as you can see, it is kind of hard for him to hit it, but eventually he will realize that it's making sounds and attack any mob like that. And as you can see, the Warden has just killed the Allay, so watch out for that when you're bringing it down into the deep dark. The second place I mentioned is the Pillager Outpost. As you can see, they can spawn in these cages similar to how iron golems do. And as you can see, there can be also 1 to 3 chance of them spawning in here. As you can see, there are 2 in here, 2 in here, and there's 0 in here. But this is another way to find them, which this is actually a more likely structure to find them in. And if you actually want to find these structures within creative mode so that you can test this out yourself, is by just simply typing in the command /locate structure, and then either typing in a mansion or typing in Pillager Outpost. just like that. And you can press tab once you have like the first few letters in, and it'll automatically search it. But that is obviously for Java, and then Bedrock it might be slightly different. Now, once again, it is the same thing with getting an Allay and then putting a lead on it, or just following you with the same blocks that you throw down. But a cool thing that you can do with the Allay is also utilizing note blocks. Now, note blocks can be useful for making the Allay actually drop items off without the player being nearby. Now, you can do this with some type of redstone contraption, or just do it normally without any type of system. But this could be useful for farms and other stuff. But if you place a note block down and Allay is nearby with items that they are holding, just like so, and once the Allay hears the note block, it will just drop it at the note block for 30 seconds. As you can see, it's dropping all its items at the note block for 30 seconds. And obviously, you can do so much with this by like putting hoppers around it, that type of stuff, to pick up the items. It could be very useful for redstone automated farms without you having to do a whole system for it. The Allay could just pick up everything that you need, and it could be really simple. But obviously, this is just one of the cool things that the Allay can do. Once again, I really do feel like the Allay being able to pick up your stuff whilst being dead is really useful to stop despawning, which is probably one of the best use cases if you want to bring it around your world. But obviously, it's kind of hard to bring around. You're either going to throw things or just try to make it kind of follow you. But for the note block, once again, it will only be for about 30 seconds. Will the Allay drop their stuff at the note block? So you're gonna have to have some like redstone leading into it to activate it on a timer. But obviously it is still pretty cool because you can activate this with redstone and just utilize it for so much different things, which I feel like would be really useful to the redstone contraptions within Minecraft. As you can see, you can do something like that, which is very simple. But obviously if the Allay tries to see a player, it might try to throw it at it. So you might want to do this from far away. Now, to pick up an item or give it back to the Allay, all you're going to need to do is simply right click on it. But obviously the Allay can only hold one item at a time, so you're just going to need to be wary of that as well. Now, when talking about stackable items, you're going to need to do something a little bit different. Now, the Allay can only hold a stack of one item. So that means when holding only one stackable items, like something like a sword, it can only hold one of them. So if I were to take off this diamonds and give it a diamond sword, and just duplicate that a bunch of times, as you can see, it will only pick up one diamond sword. So remember, when I'm bringing non-stackable items, that it can only pick up one of them. So if you're gonna have multiple swords in your inventory and you die, it can only pick up the one, unless you bring multiple Allays towards you. Now, the other cool thing about the Allay that I may have forgot to mention is that it kind of follows you around a little bit, but it is not as reliable as something like a parrot, a wolf, or a cat that you may tame around the world. But it will generally follow you as long as you don't go really far from it. But it is still a pretty cool pet to actually have, and it is very useful. And that's pretty much it. The Allay will have a bunch of more uses that people will find over time, but currently these are the main uses. I feel like it is a pretty good addition to the game and will be very helpful to the players. Obviously, one more thing that most people know because of Minecraft Live is when it actually turns up night, it will actually kind of glow. So if we do it to nighttime, as you can see, it will kind of glow similar to the ways that Enderman's eyes do or Spider's eyes. And as you can see, it will be helpful to you for you can actually track it in the nighttime. But that is basically it for the Allay. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And put on the bell notifications for more videos just like this. Anyways, comment down below what you would like to see next, and I'll be sure to read and heart every one of them. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.